Up next, we have Janelle from Bayan USA and Bayan Pacific Northwest, who will be bringing some statements from the Filipino community.
My name is Janelle. I'm a representative of Bayan Pacific Northwest. The empire in decline is a dangerous beast. The U.S. military is a terror-spreading organization that's plagued West Africa for over half a century, and we will not idle on it. Progressive Filipino organizations in the Bayan USA Alliance are in solidarity with the people of Iran and the entirety of West Africa, and we condemn the U.S. government's war provocations against Iran. We recognize that Soleimani's assassination raises the profile of the U.S. government as a rogue imperialist state, berserk in its gluttony. We also recognize that U.S.-led sanctions on Iran are strategic and intentional attacks that target Iranian civilians rather than Iranian authorities at all. Like an invasive weed that devastates the land, spreading its roots such that nothing else can grow, the U.S. imperial machine thrives on maintaining systems that appropriate and steal the people's resources, regardless of human cost. To stunt this regime's growth, we must choke the weed before it gets a chance to blossom. We must diligently organize against the root causes of these wars, capitalism and imperialism. The Iranian people are not the only masses that have suffered at the hands of U.S. warmongering. Since World War II, the U.S. has intervened in Afghanistan, China, Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Nicaragua, Grenada, Libya, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Vietnam, and the Philippines, and that's just to name a few. It disguises its violence and plunder with protective and defensive language, suffocating resources through economic sanctions, funding aggression through military aid, and extending the power of the state through defensive strikes. These are methods through which imperialism hides its core values of destruction and theft, and this has resulted in the death of millions of Iranian and Iraqi people. The Filipino people are no stranger to U.S. imperialist aggression. Since 2016, U.S. politicians have allocated $550 million of our tax dollars here in the U.S. Towards military aid of the Filipino government to advance the war on terror, or as we know it, the war on the poor and the war on political dissidents. They conducted surveillance and aggressive counterinsurgency tactics against national democratic organizers just like us. Operations funded by U.S. aid include Executive Order Number 70 and Memorandum Order 32, which have rendered the entire country of the Philippines under a de facto martial law. So, progressive Filipino organizations, Anak Bayan Portland, Gabriela Portland, Migrante Portland, side with the Iranian people in fighting for justice and genuine solidarity from U.S. homogeny. Solidarity with the people of Iraq and Iran. Solidarity with those who bear the burden of rising Islamophobia. Solidarity with all oppressed people affected by militarization and state-sanctioned violence, women, indigenous people, the worker, the peasant, and the poor. As internationalists, we call on all sectors, youth, students, women, LGBTQ, migrants, workers, to demand that the U.S. government cut military aid to the Philippines and condemn Boeing's profitable provision of bombs, guiding systems, and drones through its Northwest-based subsidiary in situ. We make this call because we understand a blow to imperialism in one region slows and weakens the beast as a whole. So refuse the spread of the weed that the U.S. military-industrial complex and choke it at its roots. The U.S. government is too comfortable in its forever wars, forsaking the material support of its own population in favor of destroying others. The government will not serve the people, and so it's our duty to serve the people. All oppressed people must take up the fight to end U.S. imperialism. U.S.